to leci. Witam YouTube, kolejne nagrywanie. Następna część tej gierki. Lecimy dalej. Nie wiem, czy do końca, bo są na 2 chaptery, to się zaraz załaduje ten chapter. Zostawcie lajka, suba itp. I lecimy dalej. Może skończymy dzisiaj ten pierwszy rozdział tej gry. Przydałoby się.
A few weeks later, I received an invitation from Bishop Waleran. In Winchester, we and Waleran's allies were to meet King Stephen himself. The bishop seemed assured that because we had helped the king, Stephen would support us in return. And that with his help, we would be able to rebuild Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Nie są Winchester, no dobra.
Percy Hanley.
Bishop Waleran. Good morning. Ali! It's them! Over there! The Hamleys!
Again,
Fajnie.
thank you for your assistance in Kingsbridge, my son.
Ojej.
We have to thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. Right, Mother?
Of course. Well, don't
Jestem
just stand
ten
there.
frajer.
Walk out with me, but very calmly. We can't let them see us.
Tak,
Oh, children, pardon me.
Now we're only missing one more.
Oj, ciekawe, ciekawe.
Here he is.
Good morning.
Bishop Henry, this is my prior.
Philip of Gwynedd, Prior of Kingsbridge, my Lord Bishop.
You won't have to say much today, Philip.
Leave the talking to us.
No, leave the talking to me. King Stephen is my brother, after all. Let us make haste. My brother is an early riser.
No dobrze, no dobrze. W głowie.
We must make haste. I want to go hunting in the New Forest.
No dobrze.
England is full of game. No comparison to Normandy. This country's still wild.
This is Waleran Bygod, the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
Waleran, I remember you. We've met before.
And Percy Hamley.
My king.
He brought Bartholomew to justice. And it's not the first time he's helped me. He has Norman blood in him. We should hunt together someday.
Indeed, sire.
Bartholomew, on the other hand, will not leave the jail alive.
No dobrze.
Percy Hanley did not do it without help, my lord.
Ale politycznie nic
It
się
was
dobrze nie
I who
kończą.
told him of the plot against you.
And now you come to be rewarded as well. I see.
My brother, the Cathedral of Kingsbridge has burnt down. Waleran asks for a reward, not for himself. He asks for our church.
Ja chcę hajs od króla. Dobra, wiem po co tu są.
I take it your church cannot afford to rebuild that cathedral, Henry. Neither can the crown.
Jak tam nie stać?
I, or rather Bishop Waleran, had an idea. You could give the Earl of Shiring's lands to the Bishop of Kingsbridge to finance the rebuilding of the cathedral.
No, tak też można.
I
Tak też
like
można.
the idea. But Percy and his men were the ones who took Earl's castle, not Bishop Waleran. Right, Percy?
Yes, my king.
He knows the area, and he will be a loyal Earl, will you not?
Of course, my king.
You ought to give thanks to God first. God made you king.
Don't go on like that, Henry. Don't
Ale ma
do
rację,
that.
ma rację.
You know what happens when you do that.
To już by na to może by już dostać ekskomunikę w średniowieczu.
Yes, my brother.
Ale się ekskomunika jak nic.
Now I will hunt.
Jakby ktoś go podkabał do
My
papieża.
Lord King, I thank you for being willing to reconsider the future of the Shiring earldom.
No, przydałoby się odbudować, bo lekko mu cię zjarałem przypadkiem. Nie wiem, czy była inna opcja. Chyba nie.
Bring my bow. Tell the men we hunt.
Są oczywiście do
Philip,
roboty.
Waylon
Sobie
and I
gadają.
have much to discuss.
All right. But what can I do to help?
Well, my brother asked me to get a confession from the traitor Bartholomew. A confession would be helpful against those who believe Bartholomew's arrest was unjust, and it may help us to convince my brother to forget all about his promise to Percy Hamley.
Dobrze. No dobrze.
Tomorrow the king will announce his decision. Until then, they won't allow a simple monk like me into the keep.
Dobrze.
Ah, Philip.
What is it?
Please excuse me.
Of course.
Dobrze. Nie będę tego zaczynał. Co to jest sposób rozmawiania? Bronią. No Francisa.
Percy Hamley will have the earldom of Shiring.
But would he make a good earl?
Who cares? Stephen wanted the throne for 20 years. Now that he has it, he must be loyal to those who are loyal to him.
Who knows? Maybe Percy will make a good earl.
From what I've heard, Lady Hamley pulls the strings.
Ciekawe.
From what I heard, this is about the cathedral in Kingsbridge. It burned down.
Yes.
Then the king should help in some manner, but not by giving away English land to the church.
Did you not say Bishop Henry was the richest man in England? Then why is he not paying for the cathedral?
God has very tight purse strings, it seems.
Możliwe. Portażyli dalej jeszcze Anglii. Nie stoi Normandii.
Bartholomew and his followers would have only been the first wave. Robert of Gloucester remains and he will attack.
And that's what you keep telling us. Maybe because the king likes to hear that you share his worries about Robert of Gloucester.
Robert of Gloucester wants to see his sister on the throne. He will attack. And the Welsh will fight on his side. You mark my words.
No, Walia, super. Mogę gdzieś iść? No, drugi koniec dziedzińca. Ja się nie wychodzę, ja się przejdę dookoła na początek.
How could you let her get away? That little bitch.
I will find her, mother.
O, nie pozwolę ci na to.
Why?
To see her father, of course. But that won't help her. She has already made a fool of you once. Don't let it happen again.
No, mother.
O nie, trzeba będzie go zabić. Jak nic. Mogę się go pozbyć, zrobić cokolwiek.
Good day.
You come to visit someone in my jail, Father? Or do you want to pick out a nice warm cell for yourself?
How dare you?
Oh, I'm just pulling your leg. See? A smile. Just for you, Father.
No. Żart spoko. Chyba nie ma tu wejść.
Monk, it's about time you showed up.
Huh?
No.
Regan Hamley? We have not been formally introduced.
Oni tam gadali w tym
You are
kościele.
a fool. Is that formal enough for you, Monk? You don't understand any of this, do you? It's as if you've never set a single... How you let yourself be used by those two greedy bishops, I'll never know. Waleran wants the lands of the earldom for himself. Henry knows that. Say something. You don't believe
You're
me,
only
do
worrying
you,
about
Monk?
your husband's land.
Well, of course I am. And you should be too. If Waleran wins, we both lose.
Yes.
I know you don't
Nie
trust
wierzę w jej
me.
słowa.
I don't believe you.
Of course you don't, you fool. Ride with my son, William. Just a few hours. I will prove to you that Waleran will betray you.
All right. I will ride with your son, if only to prove you wrong.
Very well. Maybe you're not a fool, after all. But do not let the bishop see you. William?
What?
Ride with Father Philip. Do as I said.
Jakiś pod pantoflem matki ten William. Ojej.
William Hamley declined to tell me where we were heading. He enjoyed keeping me in the dark and forcing me to follow his lead. Sometimes he sped ahead on his war horse, and it took me some effort to catch up. But sooner or later he would stop and wait, sneering as I rejoined him.
Nie lubię go. Strasznie go nie lubię.
On one occasion he stood there urinating against a rock. When I caught up with him, he turned without covering himself. He found my shock at his shameful behavior comical. He laughed, got back into the saddle, spurred his horse and rode off. Again I followed, hoping this journey had not been another horrible mistake.
Też taką mam nadzieję.
Near a bridge, I found William with a group of washerwomen. He was shouting at them. When I arrived, I could only hear their replies. They said that they had not seen a girl or a boy fitting his description. A younger, blonde woman said that even if she had seen the girl, she would not tell him. Apparently, she had heard
dobrze.
of William Hamley.
Takich ludzi się nie szanuje. Zdecydowanie się nie szanuje takich ludzi.
William grabbed the startled-looking woman by the arm. He shoved his right hand under her skirt. She started crying. The other women asked William to stop, but were afraid to anger him. William turned and grinned when he saw me approaching.
Jakiego nie lubię. Typu jest okropny.
When he heard my words, William's grin faded. He pushed the young woman away. The other women looked at me in a strange way. They must have asked themselves why a monk would ride with such a man as William. We rode off, and William stared at me full of spite.
Nie lubię go.
I told him I pitied him. I did not tell him why, because I had no words for it. We did not talk after that.
Nie, mi go nie żal, ja po prostu nie lubię. Naprawdę mi go nie żal.
William talked to more strangers along the way. First, I believed he was asking for directions. Then I realized that money was changing hands. William was paying these people for information. I was glad that for now he had lost interest in hurting others. Then I saw an old woman pointing William to a bearded man on a horse.
No dobrze.
William called the man a horse thief. Then he grinned and signaled the puzzled man to get on his horse and ride with him. They rode faster and faster, and I could not hear what more they talked about.
Powiem, się nie powinno gadać, może sobie język odgryźć.
I could not hear much. It seemed the man had agreed on a deal with William. He received a handful of coins, and before he rode off north, I believed I heard the two mention a name, Aliena, and I prayed that whatever William's plan was, that it would fail.
Tak. Jeśli ten plan nie może się
Then
powiedzieć.
William waved at me to ride faster. I reckoned we had to be close to where Lady Hamley wanted us to go. Not long after, my stomach turned as I realized just where exactly we were bound.
O fuck. O, świetnie. Świetnie. Adriana wygląda.
Just a moment.
What?
Co my tu robimy właściwie?
You know very well that Bishop Waleran is in Winchester now. So what are we doing here?
No idea. Mother never tells me anything. She treats me and Father like damn children. It's a wonder Father ever got to fuck her in the first place. But here I am, and I'm starving. Damn, I'm starving.
Tak, ale ja przyznam.
In there.
Niby typa...
No.
I'm sure the bishop would want to see me well fed. We won't be staying long, so whatever it is you gotta do it fast.
Ja tu nic nie chcę robić, ja chcę jechać i mi z głowy wszystko.
How can I help you? How about you step aside?
Oh yes. Co tam do roboty, brama. Może pogłaśmy konika, bo jest biedny. Chyba mnie kopnie.
William forgot to close his saddlebag.
List ze stycznia 1136 roku. Williamie, twoje obawy są zrozumiałe. Zabijanie jest grzechem, a wszystkich grzeszników czeka piekło. Jednak czy grzechem może być odbieranie życia w celu obrony Boga i Jego Kościoła? W takiej świętej walce stajesz się orężem Boga, zupełnie jak dzielni i waleczni rycerze, którzy ruszyli ku światach do ziemi świętej. Ich wiara jest im zbroją, a ich grzechy są im odpuszczone. Jesteś męczennikiem Boga, a ja jako biskup jestem Jego ręką. Tak długo jak ręka prowadzi miecz, twoje grzechy zostaną ci odpuszczone. Biskup Valeran Bikop. To wszystko? No i staruszki kłócy. Staruszki. Po kośka. Dobry kucka.
What are we doing here? What am I asking you for? You just did what you were told.
W sumie jak ty. Jeszcze podejdźmy tej bramy, co tam jest. Ja nie mogę tu przejść. Przyciska krzesło.
What is that?
Czy on twierdzę buduje tutaj właśnie? To nie wygląda na katedry, to jest twierdza. Jak nic to będzie twierdza. Mogę sobie przejść dalej? Nie, zablokujemy. Dobra, wracamy. On tu buduje twierdzę, będzie chciał obalić króla, jeśli to założy. Ta. Jak tu będzie aliena, to się jeszcze wkurzę bardziej.
Please.
Ta.
You were here before, weren't you?
Ta, byłem.
Yes. I remember you. Philip, isn't it?
Yes.
Dokładnie.
Please, you have to help me.
Trzeba się go pozbyć stąd.
What happened?
He forced me to serve him food. He took the Lord's name in vain. And he pushed me and touched me.
Oh, God.
Ah, the monk. Oh.
Tak. Co za nie
Did the
mówiłem?
boy call you? So what? Did he ask you for help?
Nie musiał nic mówić,
You
kurwa,
didn't have to
typie.
say anything. I knew you would get us in trouble.
Trouble? Me? We're
Tak,
young
przez
men,
ciebie.
he and I play rough. So what? I asked you to leave.
And that is what we will do. What will the bishop think of your behavior?
Listen, we're all on the same side here.
We are not.
You, me, him, we're all working for the bishop. He won't mind.
No i
I
nie
play
wiem.
rough, so what? We are all men of God.
You are a sinner.
So
Tak.
what? Everyone is. The bishop told me.
A trzeba być
But
lepszym.
my sins are forgiven.
Why would you think that?
I took Earl's castle for him.
Your parents agreed to arrest Bartholomew because they wanted his earldom.
Who cares what they think? I felled Bartholomew's men with my sword. The old man was begging me for his life. On his knees, he begged me. I did it for the bishop. But hey, I'm sure you did great things for him as well. You think my father took...
I pity you.
Again? You dare to say that again? You pity me. I pity you. You're not a man. Neither of you are.
We are men of God.
A man kills, and a man fucks. And no one talks down to me. No one! I know you saw me in that whore at the river. I would have fucked that woman if it hadn't been for you.
And what would that have achieved?
She'd have learnt her lesson. And don't you think I noticed how you spied on me and that horse thief? I should kill you for that. I should. Let me tell you, I will fuck Bartholomew's whore of a daughter. I will fuck her good. I'm a man. Damn it, I'd fuck the boy if that was the only way to put him in his place. Hell, he looks like he'd enjoy it too.
Not even God would forgive those sins.
Of course he would. He already did. The bishop told me.
Then the bishop is wrong.
Hey, we're on the same side here. Now, we will stay here a while longer, as I've not finished eating. Shit. Make him go. I want him to leave. Now.
Weź nóż.
If the bishop finds out about this, he will not be pleased.
No to już szmata albo coś.
And if anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire.
What's that? It's from the scripture. The end of days.
The second death of the sinners.
Bishop Waleran said that if a sinner stares into the flame, the devil stares back from the lake of fire. What?
I can't see him.
Dobra, ta historia się naprawdę rozkręciła.
What's he supposed to look like?
Jak ty. Każdy.
I better put it back and tidy up the table. No, I better put the plate back on the bishop's table. No, I should put it back on the table and straighten out the rest of the tableware as well.
Ustawić tutaj? Uporządkowany chyba.
There, that looks better.
Jeszcze... Sorry, dodaj wino.
Better.
I spadajmy stąd.
We should leave.
I'm not done here yet. We stay.
A co jeszcze masz do roboty?
I think you have overstayed your welcome.
Dokładnie.
So what? What are you going to do?
I have to get him out of here. Throw them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
What?
Hell. It is a depiction of hell. I told you of heaven and hell once before. Do you remember?
Of course.
The bishop said the relief intimidates even his most impious visitors. They all fear death. I'm not afraid to die. Do not fear those who kill the body. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell.
Oh boy.
Who's he?
The devil. A fallen angel.
I have nothing to be afraid of. The cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars. Their souls are the devil's. They will all go to hell. Stop it! Hell is far away. I'm not afraid.
Ojej. Co tu się mogę zrobić?
Come on, let's go.
Gdzieś na stół. Wszystko
It
zrobiłem?
looks better now. We should get going.
The bishop will reprimand me if he finds out I let that man in. I know he will.
Ugh.
Dobra, pytaj go. Nie pójdzie.
Get him out of here.
Co chcesz tam zrobić? Wszystko to zrobiłem chyba.
It looks so alive. Perhaps the artist has actually seen the devil.
Może, nie wiem.
It's just stone. Hell is far away.
For some, hell is not that far away.
Aha, dobra. O fajnie.
What is it?
We ride back to Winchester. Now!
Aha. O, jak się rozkręciła ta gra. O panie.
What happened?
Maybe he saw things to come.
How can I thank you?
Właśnie,
Tell me, what is being built out there?
What?
A substantial construction is underway, it seems.
Dokładnie.
Yes, but...
What is it?
A castle. The bishop is building a castle.
A castle? Why a castle?
I don't know. It is not for me to ask or question the bishop.
Of course.
And I doubt it's for you to question him either. That man, William, had no idea why you two came here, had he? You came here to spy on the bishop. You brought this man here.
O typie.
Leave. Go.
Ja ci teraz pomogę. Ty mi się tak rozdzięcasz. No.
There you are. My son seemed thoughtful when he returned.
You priests and your talk.
Ja,
You always
tak
get
dużo nie myśli.
He seemed more excited after talking to your bishop, though. Then again, we know Waleran is good with words. Don't we, my husband?
Of course, yes.
Speaking of Waleran, what did you find, monk?
Nie jestem pewien.
I am not sure.
You must have seen it. Are you that blind? Bishop Waleran Bygod is building a castle, and he used up every stone and every tree on his own lands. He claims he wants Bartholomew's land for your cathedral. But what Waleran wants is a castle.
He's always been like that.
Not long ago, you accused us of being selfish. But what about your bishop, eh?
What do you want from me?
As Prior of Kingsbridge, you will agree that my husband shall have the whole earldom of Shiring.
And why would I do you a favor like that?
Because we will support the rebuilding of your cathedral with our stones and our timber.
The king can live up to all of his promises, and Wailoren gets nothing.
That is our offer.
Nie idę na to. Zdecydowanie nie idę. I bardzo nie lubię.
No, we have no deal.
Why not?
We made you a good offer.
Potrzebujecie mnie.
You need me. The king still considers giving all the lands of the earldom to Wailoren to rebuild our cathedral. You need this deal with me just as much as I do.
This is... Oh.
Mam rację.
We taught this fool well, it seems.
What are your terms, father?
What is more valuable, arable land or forest?
Arable land, of course.
Then you shall have the arable and I'll have the forest.
I need the forest to hunt. An earl must have his hunting grounds.
You can hunt there. I just want the timber for my cathedral.
Ugh.
Which do you want, the cattle pastures or the sheep grazings?
The pasture.
Then I'll have the hill farms with their sheep. Would you like the income from markets or the quarry?
Suppose we said the quarry.
You won't, though, will you?
No. We'll take the markets. You can have the stones.
It is agreed, then?
We have a pact. My husband will let the king know of our agreement. Bishop Wailoren will be quite surprised. You will see his true face when he does not get what he wants.
Boję się, że zrąbałem teraz. Oj, nie to. Nie to. Już wracam do tego. Oj, naprawdę się boję, że zrąbałem i nie chciałem tu wpuszczać na tereny.
No, I won't just leave. I must do something to help our priory.
Dobrze. Pogadam się z nimi.
Would you not rather build a castle, my bishop?
What?
A castle like this, I mean. Do you not find this place remarkable? Winchester Castle?
Of course. It is.
About Bartholomew's confession.
Maybe you can get him to confess.
I do not believe my prior can do more than you could, Henry.
Perhaps he knows he will die, no matter what he says.
Please excuse me.
Więcej do roboty nie mam, ja tylko mogę iść tam, a tam się pogadam chyba. Puścisz mnie, typie.
No need. We said all there was to say.
Jak nie mamy wejść? Halo, halo, halo. To, +1 Matrix. To gratuluję. Znowu kliknąłem. Dobra. Oj, dzieje się sporo, od razu ci powiem tutaj. I teraz znowu nie wiem, co mam robić.
Tomorrow.
Chyba, że tędy pójdę. Tu jeszcze nie byłem chyba. A, faktycznie tu nie byłem. Już tu nic nie mogę zrobić. A się kurde sporo dzieje.
They think Stephen will make Percy Hamley Earl of Shiring.
Może
They
trochę.
think Robert of Gloucester might attack.
Ale kurde, tak zdane to zdane, Matrix. Zdane to zdane.
They think Robert of Gloucester might attack.
Jeśli nie mam wiedzy, co robić. Już wszystko tu sprawdziłem. To inny plac. Jestem Winchester, inne miasto i to się... Nie, musi zobaczyć, co się działo na YouTubie, później wrzucę.
The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted.
Muszę uzyskać wyznanie hrabiego.
Bishop Henry sends me.
O,
The bishop, eh? What does he want?
He wants me to talk to Bartholomew of Shiring.
Bartholomew of Shiring? Ah,
Shiring.
it's only Bartholomew now.
Tak trochę w skrócie Matrix, spaliłem katedrę i zdradziłem biskupa. Tak w skrócie. Przypadkiem spaliłem katedrę, no. Wiedziałem co robię, nie wiedziałem, że cało się spali.
I am Brother Philip. Could you forgive those
Tak w sumie to... ja go trochę sprzedachłem.
A monk should know that.
Bo ja ten list ogarnęłem. No i teraz go zabili. Zabiją.
Stephen sent you. Why would you side with the usurper?
If you talk, they might bring you food.
You are not the first to offer me that. Why should I confess to you?
Tak, przyznajmy się mu.
I am responsible for your arrest. I found a letter you wrote to the Earl of Gloucester. My Bishop Waleran showed it to Percy Hamley.
Oh. And why?
What?
Why would your bishop do that?
To prevent a war and to help the church.
Of course.
Jakbym wiedział, że to jest ten typu, to bym nie zdradzał go.
I have no sins to confess. My only regret is that I failed.
I will not tell the king that. They will kill you.
They have already done that. Monk, tell them that I confessed.
To what?
All of it. Treason.
But...
The son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father. Tell Stephen that as well.
You know the scripture.
Richard and Aliena, my children, they must live.
Ale ta gra się rozkręciła. Ja się wciągnąłem teraz, Matrix.
And a good day to you too, father.
O panie. Pogadajmy z nimi jeszcze. Wszystko wyznam.
Confessed to everything, but he asks for clemency for his children.
Good. I will let my brother know what we have achieved today once he returns from the hunt.
Good, Philip. You did well.
Dobrze.
About Bartholomew's children.
My brother was never one to judge a man by the deeds of his father. Still, I shall mention Bartholomew's request to him.
Dobrze.
Maybe I should come back tomorrow.
Yes, there is not
A
much
Matrix,
monk
pamiętasz
can
tego
do
typa,
here.
co miał ten
Your
list
bishop and I will
i
do
zarywał
what
do
we
tej
can to
księżniczki?
help your priory.
Jeszcze bardziej go nie lubię. Zobaczysz to z odcinka. Nawet
My
chyba
loyal
tego.
subject, Percy Hamley,
Początku tego odcinka.
today becomes the Earl of Shiring. Of the former Earl's possessions, Percy shall have the castle. And all the land that is tenanted to knights, plus all other arable land and low-lying pasture.
I swear by all that is holy to be your liegeman, and to fight for you against any other.
My king...
Ah, yes. Of course, I have not forgotten the worries of my bishops. The Earl of Shiring himself,
Bardzo dużo się działo.
solved this problem for me. Thanks to him, I can uphold my promise. Don't worry, Bishop Waleran. Kingsbridge shall be rebuilt. Percy told me of a man here whom my brother has not yet introduced. Come forward, Prior.
Oh fuck.
My brother, may I present to you Philip of Gwynedd?
Stoję przed królem.
My king.
Świetnie.
You seem afraid. What are you worried about?
To możesz mnie zabić? Brudny hajc.
Worried because I don't have a clean robe to wear.
Then stop worrying. I like a monk to look like a monk, not like a king. Now, about the arrangement
Jaki żarcik
between
dla
you and
rozładowania
Percy
atmosfery.
Hamley. He insisted that I give the sheep grazings belonging to the former Earl to the Priory of Kingsbridge.
No,
The
chociaż się
Priory
z umową
will
wiąże.
also have the right to take stone from the Earl's quarry and timber from his forest. I wholeheartedly agree with the plan you two have devised. It shall be done.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
It seems unnecessarily complicated to give the land to the bishop. Percy told me that you, Father Philip, share that sentiment. He told me it was your idea to take up the burden of managing the rebuilding of the cathedral yourself.
Wonderful.
I'm glad that we all were able to help you, Bishop Waleran, in this
Trochę chyba
pressing
sobie na
matter.
głowę zrzuciłem rzeczy.
After all you have done for me.
Thank you, Lord King.
Bartholomew lost everything in his attempt to end my reign. This morning he was found dead in his cell. I've heard that you, Prior, worry for his children, Richard and Aliena.
No martwcie się o nich.
While they shall lose their status, their name, and their land, they shall go free, wherever they are.
No jakiś plus.
You must be very proud, Lady Hamley.
Of course.
Nie lubię jej.
Father Philip has been very
Ona jest wredna.
understanding in all this.
Yes, he is remarkable.
Ona jest wredna, a drugie to jest Debbie.
My husband and I were
Oczywiście.
terrified when we heard about the fire in Kingsbridge. It is a blessing that we can help him and his priory.
A biskup nas nienawidzi. Ja lubię Filipa, jest fajny. Lubię Rudego. Lubię Toma. Lubię Alinę. To co ja to zrobiłem? Zobaczę... Zobaczyłem się... Dała się z Williamem. Tfu na Williama. Tak, sługa zaczął podróżować. Tak. Biskup nas nienawidzi. Zdecydowanie, dobra. Ostatni rozdział. Już kończymy chyba na jednym odcinku, już te 2 rozdziały. Żeby skończyć pierwszy akt.
Is everyone ready? Yes, everyone will be there.
Troszeczkę. Bo się z tą typką przypadkiem troszeczkę skumplowałem.
But how are we to pray and contemplate like this?
Chyba na jednym... To jest tak.
I don't dare even to send my choir
3
up
akty
there.
na część.
We shall get
To są
used
3
to it.
akty.
All of us.
I pierwszy skończę
We
dopiero
must
akt.
be thankful for all of this, for
No.
each noise, each face that disturbs us here.
Ci mniejsi są fajni. Najmilsi są.
We shall start with the chancel, then gradually work our way from east to west. That's the way it's done, the way I was taught to do it.
I value your enthusiasm, my dear Mason, but so far we're only cleaning up. I haven't even considered hiring a master builder yet, neither you nor anyone else.
May I
To
show you
jest
some
jak z lasu,
drawings?
jest
By all
i klasztorze.
means.
Jak coś oni nie wiedzą, że on jest ojcem jego. To jest ważne, że oni o tym nie wiedzą.
You look here first. Imagine you're standing in the center of the nave, looking at the wall. This is what you see.
Are those windows?
Right, but that's not all. On top are the clear-story windows. Starting right in the middle is the Tribune Gallery. Shall I go on?
Yes, yes, of course. I was just thinking. Keep going.
Nie, to nie tak, że nie rozumiem tych
On
słów.
the lowest level are the pillars of the arcade. They're joined by arches making up the bays. Through the archways you can see the windows in the aisle.
I can see you have put a lot of thought into this. I was just wondering, how long would this take to build?
O, się.
You can
To
take
jest
your
ważne.
time with that answer.
Well, that depends on how many people you employ.
Dokładnie.
If you can afford 60 masons,
Matrix,
you can
odpoczywaj.
build
Po
the
takim
whole
kolokwium
church at
musi
once
odpocząć.
instead of working from east to west.
Ja już piwko
That
wypiłem,
might
więc
take 8
tobie też
years,
polecam.
maybe 10.
I wish my monastic officials had your ability to think ahead and calculate. Go on now, show me the rest of your drawing.
Dobrze. Ojej, no to jest ciężej.
When we walk
Ja
around
dostałem
the
dzisiaj
site,
zawymiany
we
opon.
mark where the walls will be, the pillars, the doors,
Wymieniłem
the
siostrze oponu, to mi kupiła
Now
piwo
for
i
that, we
pizzę.
need a plan like this to tell us where to place our pegs and string.
Is this how birds would see our church?
Exactly. The nave is on the left. It has 6 bays.
And the chancel?
The chancel will have 4 bays.
I can see the transept is 2 bays wide, so it will be 12 in total. It does look splendid, but isn't that rather small?
Będzie git, będę się trzymać.
Well, can you afford to build it bigger?
I have trouble affording it at all. The king grants us timber and stone and wool from Shiring's pastures. But only God knows if it will be enough. I don't suppose you have any idea how much this would cost.
Dużo, dużo. Optymistycznie, mów
I know
optymistycznie.
exactly how much this would cost. It would be no more than £3,000.
I've spent the last few weeks working out the annual income of the priory. Here's the answer. £300 a year. And we spend every penny. So, I need to find £200 a year. It doesn't sound so bad when you put it that way. You really want to build this cathedral yourself, don't you?
Yes,
Ogarnij się, będzie git.
I want you to appoint me master builder.
Why?
Because he wants to give people hope.
Is that so? Then answer me this one last question.
Jakie?
If people were to enter your church, what image would they see crowning the tympanum above the entrance? One of Judgment Day to teach people to be good? Or one of paradise to remind them of God's mercy?
Raj, ja bym był raju.
Show them hell, so that they're afraid to do bad things.
Ej, Marta.
I'd rather see trees and animals.
No, lepiej. Może miłosierdzie.
Should be the promise of a better life.
Dokładnie.
Therefore, it will show heaven.
Yes.
Dokładnie.
Milius, is there news of my brother?
No, unfortunately not. No one has seen or heard from him since the bishop and Percy Hamley were here.
Papa, will there be statues inside?
O, i to ile?
Oh. That's enough, children. It's time you went out and played.
Co ja mam teraz do roboty tutaj?
Prior.
Yes?
My first wife, Agnes. She died without a priest, and she's buried in unconsecrated ground. Sometimes a man builds a chapel, or founds a monastery, in the hope that in the afterlife God will remember his piety. I just wonder, do you think my design might serve to protect Agnes's soul?
God no longer asks for blood sacrifices, for the ultimate sacrifice has already been made. But the lesson of Abraham's story is that God demands the best we have to offer, that which is most precious to us. So you must ask yourself, is this design the best thing you could offer?
Oj, Matryk, nie pisz
Except for
tak.
my children. Yes.
Then rest easy, Tom Builder. God
O,
will
nie bądź
accept
pesymistką. Będzie git. Będzie git. Trzeba mieć powód do wybudowania tej katedry. Dobra, czytanko. Kontrakt z dnia 1 lutego 1136 roku. Ja, Philip Gwyndet, reprezentujący klasztor Kingsbridge, niniejszym wyznaczam Toma Budowniczego na mistrza budowniczego nowej katedry w Kingsbridge. Klasztor przeznacza 200 funtów rocznie na zakupy materiałów i opłacenie rzemieślników. Tempo budowy będzie o odpowiedniej zgody z planami zatwierdzonymi przez przeora. Zamiast za swoją pracę Tom Budowniczy i jego rodzina otrzyma dom oraz prawo do uczestnictwa w posiłkach przygotowanych w klasztorze. Warunki kontraktu mogą ulec zmianie w zależności od stanu finansowego klasztoru i nie wykluczają dodatkowych wynagrodzeń za pracę wykonaną przez mistrza budowniczego. Podpisany przeor Philip Gwyndet, Tom Budowniczy. A, to jest to. Dobra. To jest Tom Budowniczy, nie Bob Budowniczy. O, panie, że rzeczy do klikania. Weźmy. Pogadajmy z nim.
Hey.
What are you doing?
To się miły w
I'm
ogóle.
supervising. Tom asked me to. We see eye to eye now, you know. He asks me things and I can say yes or no.
Czyli jednak warto było z nim pogadać,
Hey,
żeby sobie ogarnął
did you tell
Alfreda.
him that I had trouble with him?
No kiwnę mu głową, no.
You bastard. I told you not to. I have to carve up some steaks later. If you want, you can help me.
No,
or
i
you
git.
can do whatever the hell it is you're doing all day. It's your call.
No i ogarnięte. Co mam jeszcze? Mogę z Martą, mama. Chyba nawet nie hałasu, mnichów.
Jack, do me a favour and give Paul these herbs, will you?
But he's a monk. You don't like monks.
Well, it turns out not all of them are bad.
To nie jest zły, on jest zły, ale...
Still, be careful before you trust any one of them.
On ją kojarzy. On ją kojarzy.
There he is. Give our prior the welcome he deserves.
Oh.
Wiesz co, to mogą
You
być
know,
dobre
I
ziółka,
am only
więc...
following God's will.
Prepare to raise the bell.
Mnie się
Make
też
the
lubią.
prior proud.
Well, thank you.
Go on, Jack. Don't forget about Paul's herbs.
Where have I seen that woman before?
Ty się nie odzywaj. Szałwia. On też może dać kopa małego. Dobrze. Tu. Dobrze, tu już nic nie ma. Jakiś Alfred. No gdzieś tutaj. No ktoś tu łopatą musi machać. To jest Paul, tak? Brat Paul. I teraz mi jakieś tam zioła. No, stoi i pilnuje, to mi się zajara.
This is from my mother.
Oh, bless her. Boy, whatever Remigius says, your mother is a saint.
No i... No bo jeszcze krótko, już wiosna nadeszła.
Oh,
myślę, że
is
luty,
that
to
the
jest
bell?
dalej zimno,
Can you
ale...
see it from here? A bell without a cathedral. Your father certainly had strange ideas.
It might be. What's a bell?
No to co tam jest, no typie. Alina.
Excuse me?
Aliena, sorry, nie Alina.
You. I remember you. You're the boy with no father.
Actually, I have
Tak
two
księżniczka.
fathers
To
now.
była na wieży.
Is that so?
Jej ojciec był w tym więzieniu.
Tom Builder and Jack Sherburg.
I thought you weren't the builder's son.
Tak i nie.
Well, I am now.
I have to say, Prior Philip told me there would be a lot of sheep here. I can see he
Ona
wasn't
nie wie, że
exaggerating.
O
You
Jezus.
know Philip too?
I do. He's the reason I'm here. Is he around?
Teraz dziwnie brzmi faktycznie.
He should
Ale
be
w tym czasie
around
są sami
somewhere.
ojcowie, więc...
Busy man, that fellow. But
Ale to
don't
teraz mnie
worry,
zadowala, bo
you probably won't have to look
ona
for
nie
him
wie,
for long.
że Filip sprzedał jej ojca
Alright.
właściwie.
Thank you.
Bo my daliśmy list biskupowi, który sprzedał im ojca. Gdybyśmy tego listu nie dali biskupowi, bo byśmy to przemilczeli, to nie doszło do tego ataku na zamek. Co był przed chwilą. Właściwie no, 1,5 godziny temu. Nie. Nie. Nie, 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 typie, nie.
Shall we go after them?
Zostaw ją.
No. Now we know where we can find them.
Nie, 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 typie, nie, 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 nie. Nie będzie takich zabawek. Tak się nie bawimy.
My bishop, William Hamley, has returned to see you.
Send him in, Timothy. We have much to discuss.
Już się rozkręciło. Pierwsza księga za nami.
Next time on the Pillars of the Earth,
Zobaczmy,
find
co
out
się
what
może
happened
stać.
to me and my brother Richard after the siege of our father's
Dobrze.
castle. What will the future hold in store for Kingsbridge? The Pillars of the Earth, sowing the wind.
To dziękuję za oglądanie tej pierwszej części, bo kurde, fajnie było. Ale fajnie leci. Ale zajebista nutka leci. Jeszcze ją zostawię chyba na ten listek. Kuźwa, dobra, chyba przejdziemy do talizmana teraz. Zaraz zakończę nagrywanie, chwilkę pogadam, żeby godzinkę jeszcze tego materiału. Kurde, no... Mi się zaraz historia podoba. Chyba będę częściej grał. Na streamach. Więc wpadać na streamki, linki są oczywiście w opisie. Nie wiem, czy ktoś do tego dotrwał do godziny. Także zobaczymy, co to... Mogę wypisać? Jeszcze pomyliłem napisy już. O, księga druga się zaczęła. Już pierwszą całą przeszedłem? A to myślę, że jest mniej. Dobra. Dobra, streszczę najważniejsze wydarzenia, które się tu stały. Ale w następnym odcinku streszczę. Tak myślę, że następnym będzie. Więc dziękuję za oglądanie i do następnego odcinka. Pa, pa.